Hi guys, I'm working in my art journal today, creating a little spread, and I'm using the Colour Art acrylic silks for this project. This is the first time I've ever used them, so I just kind of experimenting really. As I said, it turns out to be an art journal page, but initially I was just kind of swatching them a bit and seeing how they moved on paper. So I initially started with a dry brush, and then which is where I've got like that intense block of colour in the top left, and then I added a bit of water and watered it down and moved it around the page. So it was just kind of a chance for me to kind of do some swatches and a little bit of play and see how they work, which is now turned, as I said, turned into a journal page. I've taken part in the hashtag March Meet the Maker on social media, which is kind of like behind the scenes, getting to know the people who create products and create art and everything. And the prompt for today, when I created this page, was hopes and dreams. And I have to say, it was one that I was kind of struggling with, and I kept sort of having to think about the prompt, and I couldn't really think of what to do. So then I thought I would just sit down at my art desk and just have a bit of a play, have a bit of a paint, and that was kind of how this page came about, really. My hopes, and that was on my mind. I was thinking about, well, what are my hopes and dreams? And so that's, how the page came about. So as you can see, I'm just experimenting with the different colours and overlaying them and seeing how they fare. I didn't really like the pinky red colour that I initially put down, so I went over it again with purple, and I thought I'd play with the white. The white kind of is very translucent. You can't see that at all, but it's left like a little shimmeriness, so that's quite pretty. But I think when whenever you get new art materials, you need to play with them and experiment and see how they come along. And so after I'd done all this smooshing around with my brush, I then took that beautiful teal colour again, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And straight from the bottle, I just made a load of polka dots, and I just absolutely adore how they look. I think they look just so pretty, and they kind of like give a little bit of a pop and something a little bit different. I wasn't sure how I wanted the rest of this page to go, but I already had a picture of a watercolour face that I'd already got lying around in another pad on my desk, and I thought, hey, I'll use that. And I looked over, and one of the colours just kind of like represents my hair colour absolutely beautifully. So I thought I would turn it into a page about me. So this is just like a really rough kind of me. I like to use a dry brush when I'm doing hair, because I like the way you get the texture and the kind of like the different colours and shadings in the hair. I think it really looks quite nice. And so once she's dry, I cut her out and she's ready to go on my page. So as you see on the right hand side, she was all cut out and ready to go, but I decided that I wanted a little bit of something extra on my page, so I grabbed a stencil and my white Posca paint pen, and I just wasn't really loving how that turned out, and I drew a few stars, and I don't know, I normally love stars. Stars are something that I draw over and over again. It's like a recurring theme, stars and galaxies, but I didn't like it, so I just took some tissue that I've got on my desk, mop-up tissue, and just sort of scraped it down, so I've got some sort of white smears, and then I just used the paintbrush for kind of doing some little polka dots all over the page, and I like how that turned out. But still, I felt like the background needed something more, so I used some Liquitex acrylic ink. This is the muted turquoise. Did some drips, and then added some water to kind of water it down and make it all smudgy. And I just thought the background was pretty done then. Liked how it turned out, so I glued my face down. And then I grabbed some scrap paper and drew out a cloud. This is going to be my thought bubble. So I drew that, cut it out, stuck it down, and then the pen I'm using is from Edding. It's a brush pen, and it's actually water soluble. So I just kind of, wanted to kind of give it a little bit of a different look, so it wasn't kind of stark white, a little bit of contrast. And I actually really love how my thought cloud turns out. When I turned it over, applied my Pritt sticks for gluing. And some of the polka dots that I'd already put on the page weren't quite dry. And as you can see, I've picked up some of that colour, which I absolutely love. It has given a really nice kind of little textured look to the cloud. So I'm really pleased with that little happy accident. So I popped another couple of pieces of white paper down for my little thought bubbly bits, and a couple of bits of washi tape, because it was lying on my desk and I saw it and I thought it would look kind of cool. And what's life without washi tape, eh? So then I used another one of the Edding brush pens, and just to write out my hopes and dreams. I'm still on my brush lettering journey, which I'm really enjoying experimenting with, and these pens are really lovely to work with. I think they're absolutely brilliant. So yeah, really loving how it's looking. I go in a bit more with some watercolour from the Prima Classics collection. Just use a bit of grey just to go around the cloud, just to give it like a bit of a shadow, bit of a silhouette. And I use some of the blue from that same palette just to do some like splats and sprinkles over the page and over the cloud. And yeah, that's just given me the look that I absolutely love. And I did a bit of doodling as well on the page with some little raindrops. And I'm still yet to add any journaling or text to my cloud, because I want to think about what I want to write in there. But yeah, really loving this page and how it turned out. And I hope you enjoyed sharing the process with me. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.